Why are heirlooms better than industrially grown, or hybrid tomatoes? The answer is simple: the old ones tasted like a real tomato. What we're growing today, I would hardly classify as a real tomato. I suppose they're alive, but the resemblance stops there. We had it right 100 years ago. One thing is, you get all the subtle differences in heirlooms that you don't get in the other tomatoes. Your yellow heirloom tomatoes are milder, and your red heirlooms have a lot more acidic quality. Something interesting of note is that if you look at a canning recipe from the 1930s or 40s, you didn't have to add anything to it. Those tomatoes had a very high acid content. Today's tomatoes, all the flavor and taste and everything else has been bred out of it. So, if you look at the latest fall canning book, they've upped the processing time, and also recommend you put a couple of tablespoons of lemon juice to account for that. There's a big difference. What do I do if I want a nice fresh tomato in January? Well, go to the store, buy a can of Romas, dump them in your salad bowl, and dress it with your salad dressing. It will taste 100% more like a tomato than what you buy at the store that time of year. It's true. That's just the way it is. The season is short, but you relish that time that you do have them. They don't last forever. Tomatoes are like Santa Claus, they don't come but once a year, so take it and be thankful. The rest of the time you're going to have to settle on something else that's in season. I know you've eaten, probably by mistake, a winter tomato that has a plastic skin and a styrofoam interior. Yeah, those ones from South Florida, the green ones. The baseball team uses those for batting practice before they head north. You couldn't put a dent in one if you tried. What else is special about heirloom tomatoes, aside from taste and their unique characteristics? They're so beautiful. Some of them are solid yellow, some have pink mottling to them. There's one called Mr. Stripey. All of those sliced up together, aesthetically speaking, make a statement on the plate. All this talk about heirlooms, can you tell us what qualifies a tomato as an heirloom? The rule of thumb for any kind of heirloom in the seed world is that something has to be at least 50 years old to be an heirloom. Or it has to be associated with an area, a farm or specific family. How did the bland tomatoes at the grocery store become so commonplace? In the early days we had farming communities all around us. Even outside NYC, they had the infrastructure for local farming. But that's gone today. The tomatoes they grew in South Florida then had that wonderful flavor, but it was meant to go from the vine right to your dinner table. Those tomatoes won't ship, the skins are soft and they bruise. They would go to pieces in no time. Now, they make tomatoes to ship. Bred for mechanical harvest, shipping, shelf life, etc. Is there a national seal of approval for heirlooms? In short, no. The way of knowing is the taste test. Once you get home and taste it, you know you got the real thing.